What happens when the world's most powerful leaders gather in one room to talk about artificial intelligence? Not just to innovate, but to warn. AI is no longer just a tool. It's a global disruptor. And if the world doesn't act now, the consequences might rewrite the global order itself. Welcome to TVAI, your trusted source for global insight, where complex news meets clarity. Today, we take you straight to Davos, Switzerland, the heart of world diplomacy, where artificial intelligence is not just a talking point, it's a turning point. At the 2025 World Economic Forum annual meeting, leaders from over 90 nations gathered not to celebrate AI, but to confront it. A rising force with the potential to lift economies, or fracture them. In what has been dubbed one of the most pivotal gatherings in Davos since the post-pandemic reset, AI took center stage. Heads of state, CEOs, central bankers, and civil society leaders converged on the Swiss Alps to address one common concern. Are we ready for the world AI is creating? UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres did not mince words. We are at a critical crossroads. Artificial intelligence can be a tremendous force for good, but only if we govern it wisely, together. He stressed the urgency of creating global frameworks that ensure AI does not exacerbate inequality, manipulate information, or spark new geopolitical arms races. According to Guterres, fragmented regulation is not regulation at all. The world cannot afford 195 AI strategies pulling in 195 directions. He called for a global digital compact, emphasizing 5 key pillars: data sovereignty and protection, AI ethics and human rights, equitable access to AI infrastructure, transparency in algorithms, and global oversight mechanisms. His address underscored that without binding international cooperation, AI could become a tool for exploitation, surveillance, and economic domination. World Bank President Ajay Banga echoed the need for urgency, sharing sobering projections. Without inclusive AI deployment, emerging markets could lose up to 5% of GDP growth annually due to asymmetrical automation. In simpler terms, while developed economies soar ahead with AI, developing countries may find themselves further left behind. Christine Lagarde, president of the European Central Bank, brought another perspective to the table. One less discussed in mainstream headlines: algorithmic inflation. As AI begins to influence global financial markets, pricing models, and trading behavior, there is a growing risk that automated systems might amplify economic shocks, not cushion them. A sudden change in energy prices, for instance, could trigger a chain reaction of AI-driven price recalibrations across industries, affecting everything from food to housing to credit access. Meanwhile, major tech companies, whose products and platforms are reshaping entire industries, faced a dual role, both as solution providers and potential threats. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella, OpenAI's Sam Altman, and NVIDIA's Jensen Huang each presented roadmaps for safe AI development, including investments in open-source AI safety research, educational initiatives, and partnerships with governments to train public sector professionals in AI literacy. But behind the main stage, tension simmered. The U.S. delegation, led by Vice President Kamala Harris, promoted a democratic AI governance model focused on transparency, accountability, and user rights. Their proposal of an AI Bill of Rights was met with applause by many Western nations. In contrast, China's representatives, backed by officials from Russia and several Central Asian states, pushed back with their model of sovereign AI governance, which centers on national control, censorship, and independent technological ecosystems. This divide sparked a deeper debate. Will the world split into 2 AI blocks? One open, decentralized, and values-driven, the other centralized, state-controlled, and opaque? The fear is that a fragmented AI world could lead to data silos, incompatible systems, and even a new era of digital Cold War. Leaders from the Global South brought a fresh urgency to the debate. Kenya's President Amina Odinga passionately argued that AI must not replicate old colonial patterns. When AI is trained only on Western data, by Western companies, for Western markets, It risks excluding billions from shaping the future, she said. Other leaders from Indonesia, Brazil, and Nigeria demanded equitable participation, not just as consumers, but as creators and regulators of AI. To address this imbalance, a proposal was tabled for an AI development fund, a multilateral financial mechanism to support AI infrastructure in low- and middle-income countries. Funded by G7 and G20 nations, this fund would prioritize grants for data centers, regulatory frameworks, university research, and open-access AI platforms. The WEF also introduced a new initiative called AI for Humanity, aimed at deploying AI tools in climate adaptation, disease tracking, disaster prediction, and educational access in underprivileged areas. While ambitious, critics noted that many of these ideas remain at the pilot stage, and tangible results could take years. Interestingly, religious and philosophical leaders were also given space this year. The Vatican's representative called for ethics before efficiency, warning against dehumanizing automation. Buddhist monks, rabbis, and Muslim scholars engaged in interfaith dialogues about how AI impacts spiritual life, mental health, and human dignity. Regional economic reform was another major theme. As AI transforms industries, many regions, particularly in Africa, Southeast Asia, and Latin America, are facing the need to restructure their economic models. Latin American nations focused on deploying AI in anti-corruption measures, using blockchain and predictive analytics to expose fraud in public procurement. Middle Eastern countries like the UAE, Qatar, and Saudi Arabia promoted national visions that hinge on AI transforming governance, education, and even public morality. Yet perhaps the most sobering takeaway from Davos 2025 is this. While the pace of AI development is exponential, the pace of international cooperation remains frustratingly slow. Experts warn that without a common set of values, AI could amplify existing tensions, from misinformation to cyber warfare. Klaus Schwab, the founder of the World Economic Forum, closed the summit with a bold proposal: the creation of an international AI accord. Modeled after the Paris Climate Agreement, this accord would commit signatory nations to ethical AI principles, data transparency, and periodic peer reviews. He warned, AI is not just about code. It's about the code we choose to live by. The future will be written not only by engineers, but by all of us, economists, philosophers, educators, citizens. As Davos emptied and delegates returned to their respective capitals, one thing was clear. Artificial intelligence is no longer a niche issue. It is a foundational challenge and opportunity for global governance, economic justice, and social progress. The question is not whether AI will change the world. It's who will shape that change, and on what terms. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe global cooperation on AI is possible, or are we heading toward a digital divide? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth coverage on the stories shaping our future. This is TVAI, where the future becomes news.